Friends, I'm Dr. Ajay Kumar. I'm Chairman and Head of the Department of BLK Digestive and Liver Institute in New Delhi. We'll talk about the role of nutrition in fatty liver. We all understand that lifestyle modifications makes the cornerstone of treatment for fatty liver. Lifestyle includes exercise, diet control, no alcohol, and so on. We talk so much about diet control, but what is the diet that we are talking about? The purpose of diet is not only to reduce the calories, which will reduce the weight, because of course exercise plays a more important part there, or equally important. But at the same time, the type of fats which will reduce the fatty liver have to be considered. And as I said, the calories should be reduced to 1200 to 1500 kilocalories per day. And that's the most important thing. And the second part is that how much of weight loss do you expect? I mean, when we reduce calories, we want weight. It has been shown that up to 7% of weight loss can reduce the fatty liver. And this has been shown in a good clinical trials. And a loss of 10% or more provides the best improvement. So even if you have a 7 to 10% of weight loss, say like a 100 kg person, you can reduce 7 kg or 10 kg, it will help in reducing the fatty liver. Your ideal weight should be 65. If you are not able to bring from 100 to 65, even if you bring to 90, it will help in the fatty liver. So that's the reason, don't keep huge targets, but keep the good responsible targets. Then second part, what should be the constituents of the diet? After we look at the calories, let's look at that. You should replace saturated fats with polyunsaturated and monounsaturated types. Various types of diets, Western diet, Indian diet, and so a lot of other fads on the social media are available. They have been tried. But if you look at the general concept, that the most of the Western diets are rich in saturated fats, and they are and also the refined carbohydrates, and they are harmful. While the healthy diets we talk about in high in whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and legumes, it is associated with a significant lowering of the disease risk. So unsaturated fats should be encouraged. And the Indian diet, for that matter, is good for that. Second part of carbohydrates, that the best carbohydrate sources are fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, and low glycemic index foods. Low percentage of calories, that is about 40%, showed a lower levels of ALT. So that's the reason it's important. Consumption of whole grains compared to refined grains is associated with the reduction of abdominal fat mass, and that will also show effect on the liver. For patients with NAFLD, decrease of body fat may be more important, supporting the use of whole grains as a carbohydrate source during hypocaloric diets. Other component of diet, fiber. We are all aware about the importance of fiber in the diet. Requirements for general population are set at 38 grams per day for men, 25 grams per day for women between 20 to 50 years. Supplementation with omega 3.2 grams per day for 6 months has shown decrease in the level of fatty liver as well as the serum ALT activity and as well as the serum triglyceride levels. So omega acids should be encouraged. Protein intake must be adjusted for body weight and medical condition. According to the most recent data, the normal protein intake in adults is around 6 to 17% of energy intake. In hepatitis, the requirement of proteins is estimated minimally at 1 to 1.2 gram per kg per day and may range up to 1.5 gram per kg if patients have cirrhosis. So basically, higher proteins to be encouraged. Then comes the next component of the diet, that is vitamin D. It does influence free fatty acid metabolism through certain PPAR enzymes. So the low vitamin E intakes are associated with a higher grade of hepatic liver, and that vitamin E supplements led to an improvement in liver enzymes. We all know that alcohol is another important cause for a fatty liver, and all patients of a fatty liver, even though they not be due to alcohol, they may be a social consumption of alcohol, will always be interested to know whether some alcohol is safe or not. Well, best thing is to avoid alcohol completely in patients who have a significant alcoholic liver disease. At least in the patients who have advanced fibrosis, has to be absolutely denied. Question is, what is the minimal alcohol that you can give? Ideally, one should avoid all that. The problem is that those who are consuming large alcohol, they certainly cannot restrict to the small amount. But once in a while, a social 1 or 2 drinks should not be, are not to be totally denied, but it should be avoided if at all feasible.